think you gon' reprobate. Oh man, I think you gon' reprobate. Oh man, think you gon' reprobate. Oh man, yeah, you gon' reprobate. Oh man, you the same one that says they'll never hate. Now you tryna leave, you tryna separate, you gon' reprobate. Oh man, I think you gon' reprobate. Why are you so deceitful? You're trying to trip up the people. You can't control your ways, but you complain all the day long. You're doing things not convenient. I pull a script, I can tell. There is no knowledge within you. Oh, I think you gon' reprobate. Oh man, I think you gon' reprobate. Oh man, think you gon' reprobate. Oh man, yeah, you gon' reprobate. Oh man, you the same one that says they'll never hate. Now you tryna leave, you tryna separate, you gon' reprobate. Oh man, I think you gon' reprobate.
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah. Before every enterprise we sought counsel. And the way you acting now is not like it. See, I'd rather leave than to start fighting. Unequally yoked is what the words say. Railing for railing is not my foreplay. Stay together, do what the songs say. Bonnie ain't collide with Clyde, now we in the hallways. We all make mistakes, but don't give excuse to do it. We all in the race, and everyone's a winner. But staying with a reprobate mind will keep you off track. And you don't wanna backslide.
Oh man, I think you gon' reprobate. Oh man, think you gon' reprobate. Oh man, yeah, you gon' reprobate. Oh man, you the same one that says they'll never hate. Now you tryna leave, you tryna separate, you gon' reprobate. Oh man, I think you gon' reprobate.
In the truth, you had zeal like a spark, but when the trials came, you straight departed. Temptation gonna come and yours did, but you tossed to and fro with all evil like a little kid. Check it out, you called the deacons telling lies. Mad cause they chose the truth. You praying to the Lord and flies. Sitting sweet, guess you got a sweet tooth. The most are knocking down your demons, putting chains on your door like your Morgan Freeman. Your sisters and your brothers, you do not esteem them. Oh yeah, you going reprobate.
You don't wanna take it there, huh? Causing contradiction in your mind, huh? No, you don't wanna take it there. Take it there. You're a false alarm. You're going off, but you're not being warned. And slowly you fall apart. Fall apart, fall apart. Oh, I think you're going reprobate.
All I ever wanted was wisdom and love. Until an adolescent found young women and drugs. Knew God was my outlet, I just needed the plug. The better you, the better me, we gotta stay on one accord. Observe the time amongst the industry. They're still in that burning house, they heart wax cold. Can't practice what they preach. Many feet on the ground like a centipede. Enmity with God is an enemy with me.
The Bible's like a mirror on the wall, cause it shows me all my flaws and it tells me when I'm wrong. Reproof and correction, I don't wanna fall, so I'm sticking to the laws and I can see it all, so I examine myself. Don't you know your own self? Take a look at yourself. Like a mirror on the wall, mirror, mirror on the wall, mirror on the wall, mirror on the wall. Now I can see it all, I can see it all, I can see it all. The Bible's like a mirror on the wall, mirror.
2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5. The prophets outside with these mirrors, the scriptures come here and behold with your eyes. We've been covered in lies, renew your mind. Know ye not that ye are gods, but do we live like gods? Nah, hell to the nah. Well, now is your time to be converted and to become perfect in Christ. By keeping God's law to correct all your flaws and to inherit eternal life. Remember that we Israelites, the blacks and Hispanics and natives all scattered on places must repent in Christ. We left everything that was right, and now we live in darkness, we need the light. It's the light.
The Bible's like a mirror on the wall, cause it shows me all my flaws and it tells me when I'm wrong. Reproof and correction, I don't wanna fall, so I'm sticking to the laws and I can see it all, so I examine myself. Don't you know your own self? Take a look at yourself. Like a mirror on the wall, mirror, mirror on the wall, mirror on the wall, mirror on the wall. Now I can see it all, I can see it all, I can see it all. Cause the Bible's like a mirror on the wall, mirror, mirror, mirror.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the best of all? My sin is reaching for my soul like it's about to fall. Them demons about to call, but I hang up like they bill collectors. The Bible's a precept connector, lie detector, problem corrector, say it rejector, huh? Saved you from destruction like a surge protector, huh? Like your shadow in the dark, the evil left you, huh? The Bible shows who you are, close-up image, but from God you're far. Yeah.
The Bible's like a mirror on the wall, cause it shows me all my flaws and it tells me when I'm wrong. Reproof and correction, I don't wanna fall, so I'm sticking to the laws and I can see it all, so I examine myself. Don't you know your own self? Take a look at yourself. Playing with your sin right now, that's so dangerous. Your judgment come quick before you try to hang it up. That's something you can't run away from. That's something you can't run away from. And that's something you can't run away from. That's something you can't run away from. Don't tarry, make haste and delay now. Whenever you get the chance, you better try and get your shit together. You think you're good because your judgment seems it hasn't come, but in the hour there'll be no place to hide and no place to run. your mouth. You better keep that foot whenever you step in this house. Playing with your sin right now, that's so dangerous. Your judgment come quick before you try to hang it up. That's something you can't run away from. That's something you can't run away from. And that's something you can't run away from. That's something you can't run away from. And that's something you can't run away from.
Can't run from it.
That's something you can't run away from.
Death aiming at your waves in the crosshairs. Trying to run, boy, you crash like software. Don't try to get to work when the austere boss here. He around the corner like a bald head. Still peddling, still reveling, still selling it. Still illing, you still stealing, you still meddling. Ass in upon sin for the sheer hell of it. Sin makes skin melanin irrelevant. Oh, you black, wow, still click, clack, pow. Meanwhile, the black cloud in your background. Take advantage of the now that you have here. Or feel pain after death like you can't hear. Every day a challenge, still weighing in a balance. In eternity of violence or inheriting a promise. Watching out for your soul like Dr. Shows. If you know we about to go, then let's rock and roll. No more chit chat on the Sabbath selling knickknacks or pimps named slick backs. Let the script fix that. We sharp as toothpicks and pickaxe on the 6 track. Officer, you get that?
Yep. I get that. I gently on my sins will get back your fan when the trial returns. If you didn't learn, make haste. Pick up what you might have lacked. Mercy, can I get another chance? Lord, I'm thirsty for the word, but I'm at a standstill. Sin can't kill if you ignore wanna be healed. It's time to make a choice then. I mean, really, what kind of man would I really be? If I chose to pick up a gun and shoot my enemies, what if the enemy is really within me? Then I mean the gun of the fun ain't gon' hit anything. Israel, pace yourself, rearrange what's left. What you got to lose but the soul? Let's prep it, get ready. It's only getting more heavy. And make haste to the law is very necessary.
Playing with your sin right now, that's so dangerous. Your judgment come quick before you try to hang it up. That's something you can't run away from. That's something you can't run away from. And that's something you can't run away from. That's something you can't run away from.
When the evil continues to pour out blatantly, with no regard, no fear, no nothing, when you're just straight up lying, just making up stuff, all for the sake of trying to draw disciples after them, because that's what it's about, to try to destroy you. That's why I'm gonna have this read here, because y'all gotta understand about us. We're not emotional men. We'll be emotional when we need to, but when you cross the line of disrespecting this truth, disrespecting Christ, putting him to an open shame, the hell with you. And when your destruction comes, we're gonna laugh at your destruction, just like God gonna laugh at it. Let's get it.
Shit's about to get real. Shit's about to get real. They talking like they really will. Then they really will.
I don't think they really real. See the hate coming, bro.
Really will. Shit's about to get real. Shit's about to get real.
I walk in with a dip, I don't need a cane. You see the power in my steps, can't be contained. We got so much salt, who you calling plain? We don't need your sympathy, we prefer the pain. Shit, I'm off the chain when I see the chain on my people brain. Try the same shames and getting no change. Support your fame, better get the gang tame. Wanna really be noticed and get a name change. Whether you own one, sin means you're done, son. You might can kill some, but we not Christian. Pastors, death don't matter. We know scatter from the bastards. Got a trumpet in my voice, feelings I spare none. I'ma expose that ass if you ain't humble, son. Real, recognize real. Then put that blunt down, that gun down, then turn around, stop playing dumb.
The Most High is telling you straight up how you get into the kingdom. By keeping the commandments. He said that throughout the whole Bible. And they bypassed that, slandering, talking about people's families and wives and all of that stuff. In pure evil, false accusers, all of that. The Most High gonna look right at them and say, I never knew you.
Shit's about to get real. Shit's about to get real. They talking like they really will. I think they really will.
I hear you talking.
Really will.
But where them works at, man?
Really
face. I got an option, I know you gon' hate. Watch as we rise to the top in your face. It's really real if you not go away. The sun gon' shine when they rain over. Yelling game over with the flamethrowers. Y'all on thin ice, super fragile. This a book of matches in the book of Matthew. Drop out the sky bunker, bust a precepts with percussion. That's a hell of a concussion, let's crush you. Talking really real, better act now. Green screen, cause that ain't really your background. Get built up with the scaffolding. Join in the airstrike, crash through the rafters and land on the bastard. Then Pokemon, catch 'em all. Came through the wall, wrecking ball. That's heaven, y'all. Swell.
That's who's saying this? The Most High. I know that sounds rough, but we can't play with nobody. This is not a play. This is serious. Not this thing with this woman. That's garbage. I'm talking real serious. The Most High is going to bring judgment on our people if our people don't really wake up and take this work seriously. I'm talking to our people that's really, really not paying attention to what the Most High is moving on this earth. The Most High said if you don't get your business together, he's going to kill you. He's going to, and when that death and judgment comes on you, he's going to laugh at your calamity.
Everyone know who we be. Our bodies laying in the streets. You cannot keep fooling me. You cannot keep fooling me. Messing with God's property. I know that you envying me. You cannot keep fooling me. You cannot keep fooling me.
We the Israelites, get it right. Christ is black, God is black, angels too. Prophets black, prophets back, speak the truth. Psalms chapter 119 and verse 142. So-called blacks, natives too. Latinos, 12 tribos, enslaved too. Babylon to Timbuktu. 1619 slaves on ships since year 1492. Yokes are iron, for a sign, for the time. Time is now, repent or die. For the king, crack the sky, crack your whips as the scripts prophesy. Revelations 13:9 and verse 10, someone died.
If you knew like I knew, you endure to the end. Oh wretched man that I am. Who shall deliver me from this body of death? I can't do it alone, so Lord, I'm asking for help. Look down upon me, see your angels around me. Watch me, purge me clean, prepare me for my king. Fix this war in my mind, I submit to you. And resist this devil I know, and endure only in your truth.
Sin, that's the battle that we face it. Have to overcome your sin. If you want God to erase it, fight your wickedness, for we are His witnesses. Don't give in to this. That's the battle, so fight on. Endure to the end.
Evil like dawn, sin inspire me while I rise up. Why is temptation all around me? I need a haven, looking for a safe way out. If I listen, it would bind me. I'm battling myself, examine myself daily, cause it's good for my health and all the strength you gave me, but I'm asking for help. Could you build me up to overcome all this hell?
Sin, that's the battle that we face it. Have to overcome your sin. If you want God to erase it, fight your wickedness, for we are His witnesses. Don't give in to less. That's the battle, so fight on, endure to the end.
Lust knocking on the door, lust knocking on the door. Why won't you go away? I won't open up. So just leave me be, just leave me be. I know you're trying to take me down, but you won't take me down. No, you're getting weak, and I'm getting stronger. I'm fighting this temptation, and God said He'll make a way to escape my sin.
That's the battle that we face it. have to overcome yours. If you won't got to erase it, fight your wickedness. For we are his witnesses. Don't give in to less. That's the battle, so fight on, endure to the end.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom, shalom,
Shalom.
Israel. Messiah Christ bless.
Shalom.
Hey, Azaniah, no mic, brother. Give us a second, y'all. Give us a second. Oh, praises. There we go. We have a little technical difficulties real quick, but we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. On the wrong way? All praises. Conspiracy, y'all. Check. There we go. Shalom, shalom, Israel. All praise to the Most High. You are tuned in to the Natives Hour.
That's right.
All praises where we come to give you the good news.
Right.
The good news that
That's
you
right.
so-called Hispanics and so-called Native Indians are the Israelites according to the Bible.
That's
right.
So my name is Officer Gad from the tribe of Gad to my left.
Officer Liam for the tribe of Ephraim.
Soldier Ephraim, tribe of Ephraim.
Officer Les, tribe of Ephraim.
Officer Pat JL, tribe of Asher.
All praise to the Most
All
High.
praise.
So today or tonight, for us over here on the East Coast, we're going over Venezuela.
That's right.
The class is called Paradise to Hell.
Bring it out. Paradise to hell.
Paradise to Hell. Oh, from Paradise to Hell. Thank you, Officer Patsy. Yeah. From Paradise to Hell. Hashtag Venezuela. Hashtag Venezuela. So all praise to the Most High. Just stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned. It's about to be a good class. We're gonna go over some history today.
Yep.
All right. The Venezuelans. Did I say that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you said it right.
Venezuelans.
Venezuelans are from the tribe of Asher.
That's right.
We're gonna prove. Hey, Pat Jill, what tribe you from?
Asher.
Ooh. Yeah, y'all didn't know they look like that down there, huh? Y'all didn't know they look like that. All praises.
They thought they looked like Officer Halaz.
All praises. Well, some of them do. Some of them do.
Yeah, they
all
do.
praises. A cake. What was it? A cake,
cake
not
on
turn.
turn.
All praise to the Most High. So let's start with Job 30 and 30 real quick. Job 30 and 30. Is that it, right?
Yes, sir.
Job 30 and verse 30. Who's reading? Yes. Nope. I'm sorry. Job 8 and 8. Sorry. Job 8. I think that's it. I haven't read this in a while.
You was going to let them know Venezuelans are
Yep,
black,
that's
too.
it. Job 8 and 8. Job 8 and 8.
Venezuelans are black, too.
Job 8 and 8. Go ahead. Read that.
The book of Job, chapter 8 and verse 8.
Come on.
For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
So we got to go back into history. You know, in this day and time, they try to eliminate our history from us. They tell us, don't worry about your history. Don't worry about what happened to your people. Nah, God says, read that again.
For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
So God says we have to search our fathers. Where are our fathers? Because We can only go back to what, 16, 19, Southern Kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, the so-called American blacks, West Indian blacks, Haitian blacks.
Right.
But the so-called Hispanic Native Indians go back, what, 1492?
1492.
Right.
Yep.
So who were we before 1492?
Right.
Where are our ancestors? What language did we speak? What was our heritage? What was our customs?
Right.
What is it? Because they don't teach that in the schools. They don't teach that in the church, in the church. They don't teach that nowhere. But here on the Natives Hour, we going to teach you through the Spirit of the Most High in Christ exactly who your fathers are.
That's right.
And your fathers are the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
That's who your fathers are. All right? Give me Isaiah 1 and 3. Give me Isaiah chapter 1, verse 3. Isaiah 1 and verse 3.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3.
Come on.
The ox knoweth his owner.
The ox, a simple animal, know his owner.
And the ass his master's crib.
And the ass his master crib. The ass know where his master lives. Go ahead.
But Israel.
But the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, read on.
Doth not know.
Uh-huh.
My people doth not consider.
The God says, my people do not consider. Hey, as of now, we got Periscope on? You sure? We do not. Hold on, y'all. We do not. All right. Read that again.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
Come on.
But Israel does not know.
God says, Israel don't know.
My people does not consider.
My people don't consider. Why? Because there's no one even out there teaching them that they're the Israelites.
Yep.
Think about it. In these Christianity churches, these Catholic churches, who's teaching our people that they are from the tribe of Asher?
Right.
They're from the tribe of Ephraim. They're from the tribe of Gad, the tribe of Reuben. What they're saying is that the 12 tribes are done away with.
Right.
Yep.
That's what they're teaching.
Yeah.
But here on the Natives Hour, we teaching that the Israelites are still here.
That's right.
And today we going to reveal through the Spirit of the Most High in Christ exactly why Venezuela is going through what it's going through, and how did it get to that point, and how to come out of the situation they're in.
Right.
Because the people from Venezuela are from the tribe of Asher.
That's right. Hey, officer, can you read that again? Because like you're saying, the churches, no one teach them their heritage. Not even the school system. I want to go on the school system just for a quick. Read that again.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel does not know. My people does not consider.
They don't consider, because in the school system, you remember Asher, they speak Spanish, because they conquer. In the bilingual class, the teachers don't even teach them, hey, you know who you were before the Conquistador came? Do you know that in history, it shows that you wasn't speaking Spanish? They don't teach you that in that class. But in the class, our people's they don't even have a thought process. Say, why are you teaching me this if it's not benefit? Who am I? Because believe it or not, in the American church, like the so-called blacks, they teach you what Benjamin Franklin. They teach you about Bush, all the presidents. And believe it or not, in the bilingual class where Asher's in, they teach them the same thing. And they don't come to no sense like, listen, why are you teaching me about somebody else? I don't care about them. Teach me about myself. But not one time, when I was in school, not one time anyone stood up and asked that. And still to this day, it's still like that. Still. Our people don't care. They don't have no consider. Yeah, officer, I just wanted to bring that out about the school system for a second. You guys?
All praise, all praise. Get Hosea 1 and 10. Get Hosea 1 and 10.
I'm telling you, our people got to wake up.
The book of Hosea, chapter 1 and verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered.
So the number of the children of Israel God says it can't be numbered. You cannot number. It's like when you go to the beach and you take a pinch of sand. You can't even number how many sand pellets you got on your thumb. You need a microscope. God said it's impossible to number The children of Israel, because we are like the sand of the sea. Read on.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people.
In the place where it was said unto them that they are the furthest away from being God's people. Read.
There it shall be said unto them.
There it shall be said.
Ye are the sons of the living God.
Here we telling you right now on the native Zawa that you are the children of God.
That's right.
You are the chosen people of God.
That's right.
All right. You are not Hispanic.
Yep.
You are not Native American. You are not Venezuelan. You are not Brazilian. You are not Peruvian. You are not those things that they call you in the land of your captivity. You are the children of Israel.
That's right.
That's who you are.
Right. Hey, Officer Gad, that's a heavy point that you bring out right there. Because what if somebody was to come up to you and tell you, I'm Little Havana. That's my nationality. I'm Little Havana. You would look at me like I was crazy if you heard me say I was Little Havana. Venezuela, all that means is Little Venetia from Italia. It's a city that's called Little Venetia. Venetia, something like we can look it up on Wiki. You can look it up on Google. Venezuela, it was named after a little city in Italy. So what does that have to do anything with your true nationality?
It has nothing to do with it at all. That's why you got to learn your forefathers. You got to learn where your forefathers are from.
Right.
Because we got our names today via colonization.
Bring it up.
Via conquering, via slavery.
That's right.
And we're going to go through that. We're going to go through all that. Read on.
Then shall the...
Verse 11.
Verse 11. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together.
Come on.
And appoint themselves one head.
Jesus Christ.
And they shall come up out of the land.
Uh-huh.
For great shall be the day of Jezreel.
So God says, first you got to know who you are. In the land where you was carried captives, in that land is going to be told to you that you are the children of God. And that's where we are today. We are telling y'all through the Spirit of the Most High in Christ that you are the children of God.
Right.
That's who you are. Hosea 4:6. That's who you are.
You are not Hispanic.
You
property
ain't
of Spain.
Hispanic. You ain't right. You ain't property of Spain. You ain't Latina, Latino. You ain't Venezuelan. You ain't Peruvian. You ain't Brazilian. You ain't Chilean. Did I say that right?
It's close enough.
Come
Yes,
on, come on, brother.
Chilean.
Come on, man. You got to help me out, man.
Say Chilean.
Chilean.
Made up his own word.
Sounded right, though. Chilean. How you say it?
Chilean.
Chilean. Chilean. Thank you.
We know who
You
you're
ain't
talking about.
Chilean. I don't want to offend nobody out there. You ain't Chilean, y'all. Y'all the Israelites.
That's right.
Read that.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
God's people, which are the same people in Hosea that is spoke about that you in the land of your captivity, you'll be called God's people. Read it again.
My people.
God's people, the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, read.
Are destroyed.
Are destroyed. Can we look up that definition of destroyed? Destroyed. Put an end to the existence of by damaging or attacking it. Demolished. Wreck. Ruin. Shatter. Explode. Bomb. Spoil. Damage. Devastate. Ruin. Upset. Terminate. Crush. Demolish. Sabotage. Read it again.
My people are destroyed.
It says defeat. Defeat utterly. We are utterly defeated. Why? Go ahead.
For lack of knowledge.
We are erased for lack of knowledge. We are slaughtered, massacred, exterminated, eliminated, eradicated, liquidated, wasted. All those are synonyms for the word destroy. God says we are annihilated. We are wiped out, obliterated. I know I said that wrong.
Yeah, you said it right.
Eliminated. Read it again.
My people are destroyed.
We are destroyed
for lack of knowledge.
We are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Is it talk about 2 plus 2? No. Is it talk about trigonometry? No. Let's read what knowledge is talking about.
The book of Malachi, chapter 2 and verse 7.
Come on.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
Our pastors should keep knowledge.
And they should seek the law.
They should see what?
The law at his mouth.
And the law is the knowledge that our priest should be teaching. So when it says the knowledge is talking about the laws of God.
Right.
So go back. Go back to Hosea.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed.
The so-called Hispanics, Native Indians are destroyed, are annihilated, read.
For lack of knowledge.
For the lack of God's laws. For the lack of the knowledge and the wisdom of you must know where you're from to know where you're going. You must know. You must know, okay, how did my people get these names?
Right.
How come my land is named after the same people that conquered my people?
Right.
The same people that came over here and destroyed everything, colonized everything. How come my name goes back to a conquistador? Why does my name go back to a slave owner? We got to ask ourselves that. We got to ask ourselves. We don't have that wisdom because we don't have the knowledge of God. Daniel 9:11. Daniel chapter 9, verse 11. So here on the Natives Hour, all praise to the Most High, we here to teach y'all tonight. And we are specifically going over the tribe of Asher, which are you so-called, what is it, Chile to Uruguay. Chile to Uruguay. Or the so-called Incas, huh?
Colombia to Uruguay.
Colombia to Uruguay, which are the Incas.
That's right.
Were the Incas. And you know, I looked online today. They said the Incas are all exterminated.
Yeah, that's what it says on it.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that the white blood is so strong, no matter what they go through, they'll never be exterminated. But the Incas was 10 times more people than the conquistadors. They're exterminated.
Right.
That's some crazy stuff, man. Like they said, the Taino Indians exterminated.
Right.
It's always the Israelites that's no more.
Right. It's always the Israelites that just stop. All right, he's done. That lineage of people, they no longer exist.
And you know what's crazy, Officer Gad? The proof that they don't believe that nonsense is the fact that they still have the Jewish religion out there.
Right.
How can you say the children of God are no more and then have a religion called Jewish? Calling
Judaism.
yourself the children of God.
Judaism.
That makes no sense. That's right.
Hey, that's how you know, bro. That's how you know they full of crap.
I think there's a video, because now that the officer brought it out, there's a video. I think they talking about that Moab is Asher, right? Or was it considered themselves Asher or something?
Yeah, they trying to put something.
Yeah, they said, we found the lost tribes of Israel.
Officer Padilla.
Was Manasseh?
They said they said they were Manasseh.
Oh, they said it was Manasseh.
Like,
I thought they said it was.
Hey, same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing. Hey, but that's crazy. Hey, Padilla, they said they Asher, man.
They say they Asher.
Them wash pot can never be Asher.
Bring it out.
Wash pot. Got wash pot
I'm
trying to be
Asher
Asher.
now. I ain't washing no pot.
Goodness gracious. All praises. Read that.
The book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us. And the oath that is written in the law of Moses.
The oath that is written in the law of Moses. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that after this. We don't.
The servant of God.
Come on.
Because we have sinned against him.
We have sinned against the Lord.
And he hath confirmed his words.
Come on.
Which he spake against us. And against our judges that judged us.
Our leaders. Read on.
By bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem.
So it started off with the law of Moses, what was written in the law of Moses. So that means we got to go to the law of Moses and find out the evil thing that was written to happen to the Israelites and compare it to every nation today and see if it happened to them. That's what we got to do.
Yeah, because in the bottom it said, hey, you're going to find it because guess what? It only happened.
It only happened to the Israelites. So we got to go to the law of Moses. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28.
We got to go to the Old Testament.
We got to go to the Old Testament to find out that whatever is written about to happen in the law of Moses to the Israelites, that means that it shouldn't be happening to nobody else.
So
and if it is happening to somebody, God says, you are the Israelites.
Right.
So we're about to find out who the Lord's tribes are, right?
We about to find out. Hold on, but you know what? I jumped the gun. I jumped the gun.
Damn.
I jumped the gun.
You jumped it?
I jumped the gun.
Damn.
Let me get 2 Ezra 14 and 4.
All praises.
Let me get that first.
Right.
Let me get that first. I jumped the gun. I got excited, y'all.
I did too.
I got excited. Obviously, Liam over here got me excited.
I'm sorry.
I jumped the gun. Let me
But we
get
still gonna
2
find out the
Ezra
Lord's
14.
tribes.
What'd I say? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
13. Yeah,
we got you.
Go ahead.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40.
Come on.
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen, and go forth into a further country, where never mankind dwelt.
So the 10 tribes, Northern Kingdom said, we're going to go in a country where never mankind dwelt. Now, this is basic common sense. If life started in the Eastern Hemisphere, where could they go where there was nobody living? On the West. It's simple.
Right.
That's right.
Simple.
Right.
Read on. Watch this.
But they took this, verse 42,
Come on.
that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
So it says, in that place where they get to, where nobody was living, they will be trying to keep their statutes. Now, we know when you read Hosea, it tell you that the 10 tribes would fall into idolatry and all this other stuff.
Right.
So we still, even though we fell, we still were keeping a lot of our customs that we were keeping on the other side.
Yep.
Because when we got here, wasn't nobody here to teach us anything.
Nope.
Think about that. Because they say, oh, you know, the people over here not Israelites. The Hispanics, the Americans, they're not Israelites. Okay, well, who taught them how to wear fringes?
Right.
Who taught them how to speak Hebrew? Who taught them the 10 Commandments? Who showed them what Moses looked like?
Right.
How? You got to explain that.
Yeah.
Explain that, godly one. Explain that right there. You can't do it. Read on.
And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river.
Come on.
For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over.
Watch this.
For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
And you know what? What did Columbus call this place? The New World. Why did he call it the New World? Because when nobody living here. Everything started on the Eastern Hemisphere.
Yep.
That's why he said, oh, this is the New World. Read on.
And the same region is called Arsaris.
So that region in which the 10 tribes would dwell, observing the law of Moses, right? That's what it just said. It's called Arsaris. Now, I know we go through this all the time, but we're going to pull it. Let's get the definition of Arsaris. And the Jewish Encyclopedia. R-E-T-H. R-E-T-H.
A-R-A-R-S-A-R-E-T-H.
Jewish. Yeah, you got to put Jewish Encyclopedia.
Right
there
there.
you go. So watch this, y'all. I'll read it. It says, Jewish Encyclopedia, the unedited, go back up, the unedited full text of the 1906 Jewish Encyclopedia. So it's unedited, y'all. It haven't been tampered with.
So you're getting the raw version.
You're getting the raw version. It has not been tampered with. The name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of man, in which the 10 tribes will dwell, observing the law of Moses. Watch this, y'all. Columbus identified America with this land. How could Columbus identify America with Arsareth if nobody was on this side?
Right.
The only way he could identify Arsareth with America is if the people here were the 10 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
That's the only way he was able to say, oh, this is Arsareth.
Yeah.
Right.
These people are wearing fringes. These people are telling me they're from the tribe of Reuben, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Simeon.
Right.
They speak in Hebrew. They got the 10 commandments written down on tablets in Hebrew.
Right.
They got pyramids up. They done built pyramids over here. They know that the people here are the Israelites.
Right.
They know that. Now watch this. Keep reading. Read verse 46.
Verse 46. Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come.
So it says, then dwelt they there until the latter time. Let's get Genesis 49. Until the latter time. Read Genesis 49 and 1. Oh, goodness gracious.
The book of Genesis.
Watch this.
Chapter 49 and verse 1.
Come on.
And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
In the last days is the same thing we read in Ezra. They dwelt there until the latter time. Now, let's find out. The only way that we can back that up is if the people over here exhibit the promises that we're about to read about in Genesis 49.
Bring it out.
That we read in Daniel 9, that no other nation can what's the word?
Resignate.
No other nation can resonate with that.
Identify.
There we go. No other nation can identify with this. Jump to verse 20.
Verse 20.
Come on.
Out of Asher.
Out of Asher.
His bread shall be fat.
His bread shall be fat.
And he shall yield royal dainties.
Now let's see. What does that mean? His bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties. Watch this. Azaniah, give me the article, please. Give me the article. Give me the let me see. Sugar. Give me sugar. Sugar. 621. Azaniah, you got me? So it says that Asher shall yield royal dainties.
This is one of them.
Here it is. Watch this. Go down. Up. That's it right there. We're just going to read Brazilian sugar. The Portuguese first planted sugarcane in Brazil during the 1530s. Since then, sugar has been an integral part of Brazilian social, political, and economic history. Brazil is now the world's leading sugar producer and exporter, accounting for approximately 20% of global production and more than 40% of world exports. During the most recent harvest, nationally sugar output reached 33.8 million tons. Read that scripture again, please.
Dang.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 20. Out of Asher, his bread shall be fat. And he shall yield royal dainties.
Now, maybe there's more.
Yeah, there's more.
Brazilian agriculture, please. We're going to show y'all today who Asher is, man.
And also, again, that's just Brazil.
That's just Brazil.
Yeah.
Asher consists of
Right,
Colombia all the way
right.
down.
That's just Brazil.
Gotta remind people.
Okay, here we go. Brazil agriculture. agriculture is an important industry in Brazil, as this country has immense agricultural resources available to it. Its most significant products in this sphere are coffee, soybeans, wheat, rice, corn, sugarcane, cocoa, citrus, and beef in order of importance. Its most significant exports are coffee, soybeans, beef, sugarcane, ethanol, and frozen chickens. Go down. Let's go to, let me see, hold on. Yep, hold on, go back up. We're going to go to southern Brazil. This makes up close to 2/3 of the country and is characterized by a semi-temperate and moderate climate. Yeah, it was a trip. The soils here are fertile, and the higher rainfall levels ensure that crops are well irrigated and fed. In addition to the natural resources of southern Brazil, this area is also home to more advanced farming technology and farmers with extensive experience. Therefore, this region produces most of the country's grains, export crops, and oil seeds. So, can we read that scripture again?
Genesis chapter 49, verse 20.
This is just Brazil, y'all.
Out of Asher his bread shall be fat.
Come on.
And he shall yield royal dainties.
Now, get me how Brazil stole the production of orange juice. Give me that one. God says Asher going to yield royal dainties. Asher is going to be responsible for sugar, for cocoa, for coffee, soybeans, rice. There was going to be a big agriculture production throughout the world. Throughout the world. Give me that. How Brazil stole the production of orange juice from Florida. Watch this. Go down. Play that.
Orange juice is basically synonymous with Florida.
Can
Florida orange juice.
Oranges are on the license plate, they're on tourism websites, they're held up at football games in Florida. But what if I told you that this orange juice isn't all from Florida? We're led to believe by most advertising that orange juice comes from Florida.
100% pure Florida orange juice. 100% pure Florida quality orange juice.
100% pure orange juice from Florida.
And this used to be true. Prior to 1993, if you bought refrigerated orange juice off the shelf anywhere in the country, it came from the US, and almost all of the US's production of OJ came from Florida. But now, the OJ supply chain looks dramatically different. As of 2017, over half of all orange juice consumed in the US is imported, and the majority of worldwide production comes from Brazil. For most brands, the juice in your bottles is a blend of OJ from the US and Brazil. However, there are some exceptions, like Florida's Natural, which only uses oranges from Florida. If each of these cups represent roughly 10% of worldwide OJ production, this one is US orange juice, this one is Mexican, this is all other countries, and all 7 of these ones are Brazil. So how did Brazil beat Florida at its signature crop? It all goes back to 1962. Back then, Florida was the clear leader in the orange market.
So now remember now, we read in Daniel 9
right,
that only the Israelites will fit these curses and these prophecies. We went to 2nd Ezra about how the 10 tribes will dwell here until the latter times. We went to Genesis 49 about what condition they would be in those latter times.
Right.
Now we're going to go to the law of Moses. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 33 and 24. All we doing is proving right now who Asher is, y'all. And all you got to do is connect the dots.
Right.
Connect the dots. 33 and 20. What I said? 24. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, verse 24.
Uh-huh.
And of Asher he said, Let Asher be blessed with children.
Let Asher be blessed with children.
Let him be acceptable to his brethren.
Let him be acceptable to his brethren.
And let him dip his foot in oil.
Let him do what?
Let him dip his foot in oil.
Give me the video. Oil producing countries. Oh, is that what I want? Oh, no, that's not what I want. History of Venezuelan oil industry. That's what I want, not this one. History of Venezuelan oil industry. Hey man, I'm trying back here. I'm trying. Venezuelan. I got brothers up here that speak Spanish won't say nothing to me.
I just helped you out, bro.
Brothers
Venezuela.
just praying for me up here.
Venezuelan.
Brothers praying to Christ in
Venezuela.
their mind, praying to the Lord in their mind.
This brother, man.
Lord
Venezuela
Jesus,
don't
help
even
him,
know
Lord.
his own brother.
Help him, Lord. Help him, Lord. History of the Venezuelan oil industry. Go down.
Venezuela.
Venezuelan, right?
Yeah.
Come on, brother. Venezuelan.
Yeah,
Venezuela.
You got it. You got it.
All right. We know what we talking about.
Go ahead, Lesma. I'm done. Go, go ahead, brother. Read it, brother. Go ahead.
Hey, scroll down. History.
History of what?
History of the Venezuelan oil industry.
Thank you, brother. I'll see yes. Go down. It says Venezuela is one of the world's largest exporters of oil.
Damn.
And has the world's largest proven oil reserves at an estimated 296.5 billion barrels, 20% of global reserves, as of 2012.
Damn.
Can we read that scripture again,
it should
please?
be more now.
That's 7 years ago.
Right.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, verse 24.
So you got to ask yourself, what people that was over here fit this prophecy? If they fit this prophecy, they got to be Asher.
Right.
Do the Native Americans got oil?
No.
Do the Mexicans got oil? No. Do the Puerto Ricans got oil?
No.
Do the Cubans got oil? No. So you got to ask yourself, wait a minute. Do the Seminole Indians got oil? No. Not like Asher.
Definitely not like Asher.
God says they're going to dip their foot in oil. I mean, they're going to be a big producer of oil.
Bring it out.
What Judah say? You put your foot in that.
I put my foot in
You put your foot in that thing. It says in 2008, crude oil production in Venezuela was the 10th highest in the world. 10th highest in the world. 230. I'm sorry, y'all gonna help me out. What is that?
2 million.
2 million. Goodness gracious. I ain't been in school in a while. 2,394,020 barrels per day. And the country was also the 8th largest net oil exporter in the world. Venezuela is a founding member of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. Click on that. Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. Now watch this, y'all. I want y'all to pay attention. The Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries is an intergovernmental organization of 15 nations founded in 1960 in Baghdad by the first 5 members: Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela. And headquartered since 1965 in Vienna, Austria. As of September 2018, the 15 countries accounted for an estimated 44% of global oil production and 81.5% of the world's proven oil reserve. Now, this is my question. The first 5 members founded this organization, right? Is Iran on the eastern or the western hemisphere?
East.
Iraq on the eastern or western?
East.
Kuwait.
East.
Saudi Arabia.
East.
Venezuela.
West.
Oh, wait a minute. God says the Israelites will be on this side of the world. And they would be fit, they would have their foot dipped in oil.
A lot of oil.
Bathing in that.
Bathing in it.
Backstroke.
Stuff that make it go.
Damn.
Give me the next video.
So it didn't include Iran, Iraq. Damn, I'm telling you, the Bible got clues, and it tells you.
I'm telling you,
you come here, hey, I'm gonna show you it's over here.
Yep.
I'm telling you, precept upon precept.
Yep. And you hit it around the head, officer. The Bible got clues.
Got clues.
Give me why is Venezuela a catastrophe? Oh no. You're only gonna play like the first 3 minutes of it. Yeah, turn it down a little bit, as now. Go ahead. If y'all
Unless
didn't
you
catch
are
that,
watching this video from Syria.
That was spiritual, right? That was a white man holding a nuke.
That was Putin.
About to throw it, but it ended up falling on him.
That was Putin.
That was love. What?
That was Putin.
Oh, that was Putin?
Yeah, the Russian. Yeah.
He-
Go back.
Yeah, he tried to throw the nuke, but it ended up falling on him. That's Putin. That looked like Esau, bro.
He is Esau.
Well, I mean, that looked like all in America Esau.
Oh, he looked like Putin to me.
That like only in America. Go ahead and play that thing.
Don't Putin.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
he got hair
Putin.
on top?
It's Putin.
That's Putin? Yeah. How you know that's Putin?
His face, top of
he
his
look like-
shirt. I mean, he's topless. That's how they portray him online to be
He a
tough.
tough guy. Like he a tough guy.
Oh, all praises. Y'all brothers in the spirit. Go ahead, play that thing. Oh no, bro. That looked like a bush.
That's what I was
That looked
gonna
like
say.
a bush. Or
I want to say.
That looked like a good old Texas brisket making
Redneck Edomite.
rib smoking Edomite. Go ahead, play that thing.
Unless you are watching this video from Syria, it's fair to say that no matter how bad the situation in your country, Venezuela is doing worse. As of 2015, they are experiencing more inflation than any other country in the entire world. Furthermore, their capital, Caracas, is currently ranked as being the world's most violent city, beating out other famously violent cities in both Mexico and Colombia. Something as simple as buying toilet paper has also become practically impossible in Venezuela, and scarcity has become a norm in supermarkets. Other products
For all
such as
y'all that don't know,
condoms
pause
have
it
to be
real quick.
bought and
For
sold.
all y'all that don't know, what is it? Inflation is, I looked it up, a general increase in prices, but a fall in the purchasing value of money.
Hey.
So I mean, the dollar falls. So now, what was $1 before, the $1 is still there, but now the $1 is equivalent to $100. Put it like that. That's what's going on in Venezuela. That's what's going
So it's
on.
like if bread was $3, now you have to pay $20 for
Right,
it.
right, and it's still the same. It's the same. It says
Same
general
thing,
increase
but
in
it's just
prices
increase.
and fall in the purchasing value of money. So the price of it increase, but the what's the word? The value of money decrease. Go ahead.
Sold on the black market. And all of this is happening in a country with the world's largest oil reserves. In fact, it wasn't so long ago that Venezuela was the richest country in the whole of South America. But today, over half their population lives in poverty.
So
the big question is, how did they...
So the dude said that Venezuela was one of the richest. It was the richest country in Central America.
Right.
Yep, the Western Hemisphere.
The Western Hemisphere was the richest country.
South America, yeah.
But now it's one of the poorest countries in the world. So we're gonna ask ourselves, how did this happen?
Yep.
We're gonna get to that though. We're gonna get to that. Go ahead.
They end up there. How did the government destroy the economy in such a short amount of time? Today, we're going to tell you that story.
The Bolivarian Revolution.
Now,
The first character-
we're not gonna go through this whole video. I watched this whole video, and he does get a little deep, but we got to see the spiritual side of things.
Right.
He's saying it was done because of politics. We're saying it's done because of sin.
Right.
It's done because the Lord is angry with his people.
Right.
That's why Venezuela went from being the richest country to, in a few years, one of the poorest in the world. Could I say, get me, where we at? Read Deuteronomy again. Read that again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, verse 24. And of Asher he said, let Asher be blessed with children. Let him be acceptable to his brethren, and let him dip his foot in oil.
Now, these are blessings.
Yeah.
These are blessings put on the tribes from the Lord. These are blessings. Now, give me Deuteronomy 28.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Give me Deuteronomy 28:15. Deuteronomy 28:15. I'm sorry, read Deuteronomy 28:1. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So God says, when you do what I tell you to do, I'm going to set you on high. As a nation, I'm going to set all y'all on high. Jump to verse 15. Meaning you're going to be above all nations. You ain't going to have to worry about where you get your food from. You're going to have to worry about inflation.
Right.
You're going to have to worry about buying oil. You got to worry about none of that stuff.
And also, before you get to 50, can I just jump to 3 and 4?
Go ahead.
To show you what he was saying. 'Cause he said Venezuela, they was rich. They had all the blessing. They had money. We read before they had billions of dollars, right? For the oil, for the coffee.
Right.
for everything.
Remember, there was the top producer of sugar as well.
Yep, the top. Read that. Verse 3.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 3. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field.
Read.
Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep.
That's what the Most High said. Listen, I'm going to give you that because you what? You keeping my laws. That's why when they went on this side of the world, they had everything good. They had everything good. They had oil from here to freaking anywhere they walk, they stepping on oil. Oh, my bad. This your oil? Oh, this mine's? Everybody stepping on their own oil. Then they got coffee. They got their own juice. It's like, hey, man, that's your juice. Hey, the same land, same people. Let's keep our juice. They had all of this. And the Most High gave it to them. Why? Because they was keeping God's laws.
Right.
But now something happened because now he said, hey, they was. Not anymore. So now that's what you're about to go on, officer. Bring it out.
So that's why Venezuela is now in such a shamble now because of the absence of God's laws.
Right.
The absence of mercy, the absence of truth, like we read in Hosea 4 and 6. The absence of knowledge, the absence of knowledge of self, knowledge of God, knowledge of anything. We don't know anything. Read that. Get me verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments.
To observe to do all his commandments.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God says that all these curses was going to come upon us and overtake us. Let me get a video real quick. Give me the Incas. Give me the article, the Incas. Watch this. I'm going to show y'all something.
Still thinking about it. They had all riches. Because that's how all that, I'm telling you, the Most High gave it to us. And he said, here, because you are my people,
nope, that's not
and
it.
I chose you. I chose you. Just keep my laws, statutes, and commandments.
604.
That's all they had to do.
Is that
the Most High
it?
gave
There we go.
everything.
That's it right there. Watch this.
Yeah, bring that out.
It says the Incas. The Incas, an American Indian people, were originally a small tribe in the southern islands of Peru, which is false, by the way. In less than a century during the 1400s, they built one of the largest, most tightly controlled empires the world has ever seen. I'm going to read that again. In less than a century during the 1400s, they built one of the largest, most tightly controlled empires the world has ever seen, ever known. Their skill in government was matched by their feats of engineering. Roads, walls, and irrigation works constructed by the Incas are still in use today. Spanish conquerors captured the Inca Empire in 1532 and began to break up the empire. But the Indian people of Peru never forgot their Inca heritage, meaning even now believe that a new Inca king will someday arise to restore the glory of their ancestors.
Look for the formation.
Stuff that makes you go, A new Inca king, huh?
So what teacherscholastic.com is saying that the Incas were not savages.
Right. Oh, we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. But I want to focus on that last part.
Yeah, I like that.
Believing that a new Inca king will someday arise to restore the glory of their ancestors. Think about that. To have that little bit of understanding, that means it was always written that one day a king will come.
Right.
One day somebody's gonna come, a king will come and restore us back to glory. Think about that. You got to think about that thing. To say that means that it's been embedded in them generationally that one day a king will come and restore you back to glory.
So it's saying keep faith, have hope.
That's what it said, have hope. Have hope. Because they may see an Inca king, but that's fine. Because, after time, it gets washed down a little bit. It gets confused. But they do know that a king will someday arise. Go down. When I read that thing, I said all praises. Go down. Go down to, let me see. What did I read that? Yeah. You read this? Yeah. Go back up. Let me see. I
think it's lower.
Lower? Yeah. Let me see. Way of life? Yeah. Is that it? No, that's not it. That's not it. Let me see. Religion. Okay, that's what I wanted, religion. That's it. It says the most sacred shrine in Peru was the Temple of the Sun in Cusco. There was also a temple dedicated to the god of creation, Huiracocha. Other important deities were the Earth Mother and the spirit called Thunder or God of the weather. Now, is that what I wanted? No, that's not what I wanted. Go down. Oh, there we go. Feast in the calendar. There we go. That's what I wanted. The Incas developed an accurate calendar by observing the movements of the sun. Watch this. By observing the moon, they divided the year into 12 months and planned their major religious feast accordingly.
Dang.
They went off the moon. They planned their feast days
face on the moon.
Just like the Israelites.
Just like the Israelites. I was like, where did they get that from? Because think about it. They mixing it right now. They said they observed the sun, but they planned everything off the moon.
Yeah.
Letting you know a little something there.
There's only
Israelites.
There's only one other nation that does that.
By the moon was only one other nation.
No,
right. No other nation did that by the moon.
Nope.
Right.
Every other nation started off by the sun.
That's why.
But they say they developed the accurate calendar by observing the movements of the sun. By observing the moon, they divided the year into 12 months and planned their major religious feast accordingly. Boy, we the Israelites, boy.
That's right.
Y'all are the Israelites. Say that right now. Go down. Go back up to dress code. Watch this.
Wait. There's something there.
What's up? Go down. Go down.
Go back to where you was at. About the feasts and stuff.
Back to religion.
Yeah, read
the bottom.
Yeah, the second part.
A feast. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right too.
Oh.
A feast celebrating the harvest was held in the month corresponding to May.
Wow.
June marked the great feast of the sun. Rituals of planting were held in August. So it says they had a feast to celebrate the harvest. Dang, but that sounds like Leviticus 23, boy.
Right.
That sounds like something that the Israelites would do now.
Yep.
You got to ask yourself, who are these people?
Where did they learn this from?
Where they learn this from? Did they come over here so that they can keep the statues of Moses that they were not keeping in their own land? Is that what they were doing? Go up the dress code. Go up the dress code.
Sounds like they tried to.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Sound like they tried to.
right.
There you go. I'm glad you said that. Well, dress. When Inca people got up in the morning, they did not have to get dressed. They slept in their clothes. Women wore long gowns. Long dresses with a sash at the waist. I'm guessing that's like a girdle. I'm guessing.
Like a belt, yeah.
The men wore loincloths, which is what? Pants. Men wore loincloths and sleeveless shirts that hung almost to the knees. Both sexes wore sandals and long capes. It's one that says they wore the mitris on their head too.
Hey, that it says sleeveless shirts that hung almost to the knees. The loincloths, right?
Mhm.
So the pants were like shorts because it was hot out there. They're right by the equator, so they were wearing short pants. Mind you, they were covering their loins.
Right,
Only people that
loincloths.
don't do that. Esau,
Break it out.
Moab, where they show their thighs.
They tuck in their shirts.
They put on them little bitty shorts.
Hey, but it's only one law that I've ever heard that it was a law that you had to cover yourself like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Guess what? That was our Heavenly Father that
That
put
was
that
the
on.
Father. Right.
I don't. Hey, when they say why you wearing them young little shorts, man, you need some bigger shorts. Cover your thighs up.
Why your knees is showing?
Hey, that was the Father. That was the commandment given to the Israelites.
And
real talk. Always
And
been in our
bear,
spirit.
we bear witness with our spirit. 'Cause
Still
we
to
don't.
these days.
I can't wear those.
Yeah, why you got high water shorts?
Before I even knew it was a law to cover your loins, I knew it wasn't right.
Right.
If you notice, when Judah started playing basketball, that's when they made the shorts
Shorts longer.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, they had to, bruh. They had to.
Judah like, hey, I ain't wearing
Judah
this.
wasn't having that, and they still a little too short today.
Yeah.
Right.
Go up. It's one when it says they wore mitris, man.
Wow.
Let me see.
That Control F.
Hold on. No, go down. Go down. Now it's not called a mitri. It's called like a tunic or something like that. I looked it up earlier. Turban. Yes, turban. A tunic. Yeah, it starts with a T. Just put T. Put T. Take the URL.
Yeah, too much is showing.
That's fine. I don't know where it is. Textiles. That it? Go up. Textiles. That's not it. All right. Don't worry about it. I thought I read it earlier that they wore mitris. Okay. Go to what I say? Go to Inca history. Inca history. There we go. Yeah, I got you. Let me see. The Inca first appeared in the Come on, bro. You're not gonna say that. Andes?
Yeah, that's Andes.
Okay, thank you.
The chocolate.
I ain't want to be wrong, you know. Andes region during the 12th century AD, and gradually built a massive kingdom through the military strength of the emperors, known as that.
Suyu.
Thank you. The Inca state spanned the distance of northern Ecuador to central Chile and consisted of 12 million inhabitants from more than 100 different ethnic groups at its peak. Well-devised agricultural and roadway systems, along with a centralized religion and language, help maintain a cohesive state. Go down. Let me. Oh no, I'm sorry. Let me see. Go up. Let me see. Go down. Let me see. I wrote it here. People on the side are Israel. I wrote it here. Hold on. Where we at? Inca history? Okay, go down to meanwhile. Go down to meanwhile. There we go. Meanwhile, the arrival of Spanish explorers had already triggered the collapse of the state. The Spanish carried such alien diseases as smallpox, which wiped out a huge chunk of the population before killing Huayna Capac and his chosen successor around 1525 was his son. That sparked a civil war as would be emperor's battle for power, with Atahualpa, you know I can't say that, bro.
Atahualpa.
Thank you. Eventually outlasting his half-brother Huascar to grab the throne. Enamored by the stories of Inca wealth, Spanish conquistador Francisco Pizarro lured Atahualpa to meeting for a supposed dinner in his honor and kidnapped the emperor in November 1532. Atahualpa was executed the following summer, and although the Spanish were far outnumbered by the locals, they easily sacked Cusco in late 1533 with their superior weaponry. Y'all know, whoever seen what's that animated movie? The Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, the Emperor's
That's
New
the
Groove.
Emperor, Cusco. But we don't even know that. You know, they put it in the TV shows, in the kids show, but we don't know that's a real dude, Cusco,
Right.
who was murdered.
Right, and they named that whole city, like even Machu Picchu itself, which they call one of the 8 wonders of the world, is right next, not far from Cusco, where they would do their sacrifices and so forth.
Click on Francisco Pizarro. Now we're gonna get to this devil.
Bring it out.
An explorer, soldier, and conquistador, Francisco Pizarro was born around 1474 in Trujillo, Spain. As a soldier, he served on the 1513 expedition of Vasco Núñez del Balbo, during which he discovered the Pacific Ocean. He discovered how do you discover an ocean?
Bring it out.
Goodness gracious.
Don't the Chinese live on the other side?
Bro, how do you discover a whole ocean?
Right. Right.
Desirous of making his own discoveries and his own fortune, Pizarro formed a partnership with Diego del Almagro. They traveled to Peru in 1526 and then returned to get permission to claim the land for Spain.
They went to get what?
They returned to get permission to claim the land for Spain. In 1531, the expedition, which included Pizarro's 3 half-brothers, sailed from Panama. The next fall, Pizarro entered the city of Cajamarca. I know I butchered that.
Cajamarca.
Thank you. And took the Inca leader, Atahualpa, I don't know how to say that, man, hostage. Despite having a paid ransom to spare his life, Atahualpa was killed in 1533. So they paid for him to let him live, but they killed him anyway. Now, let's get to the scripts. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28 and read verse 49 real quick.
Devils.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 49.
Now, here we go. Watch this. How much time we got? Oh, we got no time. Come on.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
God says he's going to bring a nation against the Israelites from far. In this particular case, Asher. He's going to bring some enemies from far. Go ahead.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
As swift as the eagle flieth. Read on.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
We wasn't speaking Spanish
right
when they got to Venezuela, to Peru, to Brazilian, to Panama. We wasn't speaking no Spanish.
Right. It wasn't even called Venezuela.
Right.
The
Right.
Spaniards called it that.
We wasn't speaking that stuff. Read on.
A nation of fierce countenance.
Fierce countenance.
Which shall not regard the person of the old.
Come on.
Nor show favor to the young.
Nor show favor to the young. Watch this. Get me. This book is called The Stolen Continents. And Azaniah sent you the pictures. The Stolen Continents, The New World Through Indian Eyes by Ronald Wright. You're going to go to page 64. Inca, which is Asher today in the Bible. Inca. Go to Inca. Come on, Azaniah. Okay, that's the book. Stolen Continents, The New World Order. New World Through Indian Eyes. Go to page 64. There we go. You got to blow it up. I was trying to be quick when I did it.
Blow it up.
All right, so I want you to read Page 64, you're going to read the highlighted all the way down to page 65. Go ahead.
Several early expeditions down the South American coast were failures, but in 1526, one of Pizarro's ships intercepted a strange vessel near the equator. It was a great balsa raft of the kind of the Incas used for trading with Central America and exploring the Pacific. One of the fleet heading north. Its size and sophistication immediately impressed the Europeans.
So, y'all gotta listen to what it's saying. The Europeans saw just how much wealth Asher had, and it impressed them. Impressed them so much that they first thought was, we got to take it.
Yep.
They first thought is to kill.
I want that.
Go ahead.
It carried masts and yards of very fine wood and cotton sails in the same shape and manner as on our own ships. The craft had a 20-man crew and 30 tons of freight, close to what a caravel could hold. The cargo excited the Spaniards more than anything, for here was a showcase of the products of a rich, advanced, and unknown civilization. And there was plenty of that magical substance for which they would risk all.
Go to the next
Go to the next one. So it says, and there was plenty of that magical substance for which the Europeans would risk all. They said, I got to have it. Scripture tell you they covetous people, man. Go up. There you go. Read that right there.
They were carrying many pieces of silver and gold for adorning the body.
So Asher was carrying silver and gold for adorning the body, meaning they had crowns, bracelets, earrings, diamonds. They used to deck themselves with gold. Read on.
Crowns, diadems, belts, bracelets, armor for the legs, and breastplates.
Go ahead.
Mirrors decorated with silver, and cups and other drinking vessels.
So Asher was decked out.
Dang. Love that jewelry.
We was decked out with gold and silver, man. Read on.
They carried many wool and cotton mantles, shirts, and alhulas, Moorish-style tunics.
Okay, this is why I read it at. Now, I'm not sure, but I looked this up, and they said it's talking about Mitris. I don't know.
Remember, read that part again. What it said, Moorish?
They carried many wool, cotton mantle shirts, and alhulas, Moorish-style tunics.
If it's referring to the Moors, remember the Moors used to wear down their heads.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So,
right. That's what made me I looked it up, and it showed Mitris. It showed Mitris. So my thing is, who taught them that?
Right.
Who taught them that? Please, somebody tell me.
We need answers.
Who taught them that? Because when you read on, it's going to tell you that they could not understand the language of the Europeans and the Spaniards. Read on.
They had small weights to weigh gold, resembling Roman workmanship.
Resembling what?
Resembling Roman workmanship.
Where they learned that from?
Where did the Moors
Resembling Roman workmanship.
Where did the Moors rule?
How in the world do they know what Roman workmanship is? Please, somebody tell me. I guess not. Go ahead, keep reading.
The golden land of Peru was a fable no longer.
The golden land of Peru was a fable no longer. Watch this.
The Spaniards seized the ship.
What they do?
They seized the ship.
They took the ship. Give me this. Go ahead.
And 3 of its crew to train as interpreters.
So they say, you know what? We're going to train y'all to speak our language, to understand our language, because we about to take over.
Right.
And we need y'all to interpret it.
So they impounded the whip.
Right. Impounded the whip. And then told the driver, hey, you got to learn Spanish.
Right.
Go ahead.
The rest jumped overboard.
The rest said, the hell with y'all. We out. Jumped overboard. Go ahead.
Or were marooned. In the following year, under instructions from these captives, Pizarro reached their home port, Tumbes, the northernmost coastal city of the Inca Empire. There he was greeted by a flotilla of ships carrying imperial troops on a campaign against the Punya Islanders.
Now jump down to as Tumbes, an Inca noble. Go down right there. You see it? Read that. Watch this. Pay attention, y'all. Watch this.
At Tumbes, an Inca noble, a high official of the empire, made it his business to visit the bearded strangers.
The bearded strangers is talking about Esau. Hairy, like the Bible says. Read on.
He came on board and examined the ships closely and asked the foreigners what they were doing. Pizarro did not have enough men to begin his conquest, but he thought he might as well get over the formality of reciting the requirement.
Go ahead.
That shabby document intended to remove the stain of innocent blood from the Spanish king's immortal soul.
So he said, you know what? I don't have enough men to defeat you right now, but I'm going to recite this document, this letter of intent to kill you if you don't do right. I don't have the men to do it, but I'm going to recite it to you just so that I can say, yes, they know. Read on. Watch this.
It is informed foreign powers that
foreign
powers that they
listen, this is the Europeans telling the Inca noble, it is informed foreign powers. Read on.
That their lands had been donated.
Had been what?
Had been donated to Spain.
How can you go to someone else's land and tell them your land is now donated to Spain? Who donated it?
Hey, Officer Guy, can I get a script?
Hold on. I want you to finish this real quick. Finish it. We ain't got much time.
He said donated.
Finish it. Go ahead.
That their lands have been donated to Spain.
Donated to Spain.
In 1493.
Watch this.
By Pope Alexander
the Sixth.
Go
ahead.
Better known as Rodrigo Borgia.
Who?
Rodrigo Borgia.
The same father of Caesar Borgia.
Bring it out.
Who Leonardo da Vinci put up as Christ.
Right.
Keep reading.
Father of the infamous Lucretia.
Lucretia was she was the sister of Caesar Borgia, and they actually had a little thing going on. Incest.
Right.
So you telling me these people came to this side of the land and said, y'all land is donated to me by Pope Alexander VI. Now, I want y'all to pay attention. Keep reading. You got to read a little quick.
It's getting worse.
The night off
I'm telling you.
It's getting worse.
Go ahead.
The night off Tumbes, the Peruvian heard this. Francisco Pizarro, servant of the high and mighty kings of Castile and Leon, conquerors of barbarian peoples, and being their messenger and captain.
It says conquerors of barbarian peoples.
But before, they said they had so many stuff. They said they built lands.
Right. They called Asher a barbarian people.
And they're still telling that lie.
And they still tell that lie to this day. Keep reading.
Hereby notify and inform you that God our Lord, one and eternal, created heaven and earth and a man and a woman from whom you and I and all the people of the world are descended.
Watch this.
Because of the great multitude begotten from these over the past 5,000 and some years since the world was made.
So it said the world was only 5,000 years old. Keep reading.
God placed one called St. Peter in charge over all these people.
He said God placed one called St. Peter overcharged over all the people in the world. Watch this. Keep reading. Go down.
Scroll down. It says St. Peter.
All
He's
right,
in every church.
I sent the picture on Native's Hour. I sent the picture, the last picture. Gotta be quick. We got like 20. We got 20 minutes.
Hurry up. Get it.
It's the last picture. There you
that's
go.
it.
There you go. Read that highlighted part. Watch this, y'all.
Scroll up. Scroll up.
Nope, that's fine.
Oh,
that's good right there.
Yeah. And so I request and require you to recognize the church as your mistress.
The church is talking about Christianity. Catholicism. The church. Recognize the church as your mistress and as governors of the world and universe. And the high priest called the Pope.
Pablo.
This dude said the Pope is the high priest. In her name and his majesty, King of Spain, in her place as ruler and Lord King. They conquered. Can we get that Deuteronomy 28, 32 real quick?
The book of,
gotta read quick because we got a lot more stuff to bring out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32.
Come on.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Oh, I'm sorry, verse 33. Sorry.
Verse 33, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
That's the first thing they did when they saw the boat with gold and silver and silk and cotton.
All that.
The first thing they did was become covetous. That's the first thing they did. They said, man, that we are impressed. We got to take these people because they're barbarians. They're not worshiping Caesar Borgia. They're not looking as the Pope as the Lord and King.
Right.
Let's take over these barbarians. Read on.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
Now watch this. It's a point where we're gonna read where it says, matter of fact, I'll read it. Because I don't think we're gonna have time to get to it. Hold on.
Why he's getting it once again? It said they took. I'm still just.
Oh, here we go.
You
Found it.
Oh, dang.
This is Mancio Sierra, a conqueror of Peru. Watch this. It says, His Catholic Majesty must know that we found these countries in such a condition that there were no thieves, no vicious men, no idlers. We have transformed these natives who had so much wisdom and committed so few crimes committed. There was then no evil thing, but today there is no good. Think about that. He says, we have transformed these natives who had so much wisdom and committed so few crimes. There was then no evil thing, but today there is no good thing.
So now they're destroyed.
They're destroyed now. We destroyed them with Christianity. Colonization. Go back. Go back to page 65. We're not done. Go back to page 65. 66. Read verse 66.
It don't get better.
Read page 66, please. Page 66. Page 66. Page 60. There you go. Blow that thing up. Now watch this, y'all. Pay attention. Remember, this is the letter. This is remember, this is the what does he say? The thing that he's telling to the Inca noble. He reciting the requirement to the Inca noble. Read that.
And if you do not do this with the help of God, I shall come mightily against you.
This is what the European is telling the Incas. He said, if you don't do this, if you don't identify with Christianity as the head religion, the Pope as the Lord King, I'm going to become mighty against you. Read on.
And I shall make war on you everywhere and in every way that I can.
Come on.
And I shall subject you to the yoke.
To the what?
To the yoke.
To the yoke. To the what?
To the yoke.
Stop. Give me Deuteronomy 28.
If you don't worship Edomite Jesus.
And verse 48. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 48.
Come on.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
Watch this.
And he shall put a yoke of iron.
A what?
A yoke of iron.
A what?
A yoke of iron.
Can we read that again, please?
I shall make war on you everywhere and in every way that I can, and I shall subject you to the yoke.
I shall subject you to the what?
To the yoke.
That's a curse that we just read about that will happen to the Israelites in the Bible.
But
that
here
didn't
it
happen to
says
nobody else.
Right. So it happened to the Incas. So the Incas must be the Israelites.
They're the Israelites. Keep reading.
That's right.
And obedience of the church.
And obedience to Christianity.
And his majesty.
And the Pope.
And I shall seize your women.
I shall do what?
I shall seize your women.
This is promises that he's throwing out. I shall seize your women.
And children.
And children.
And I shall make them slaves.
No. No, the people of Venezuela was never slaves. The people of Peru, the people of Brazil was never, Chile was never slaves. Colombia, they were never slaves. Read that again.
And I shall seize your women and children, and I shall make them slaves to sell and dispose of as his majesty commands.
Watch this.
And I shall do all the evil and damage to you that I am able.
Read.
And I insist that the death and destruction that results from this will be your fault.
So he said, I'm going to do all these evil things to you and your wife, your children, and it said, I shall do all the evil and damage to you that I am able. That means I'm going to go above and beyond. And whatever happens is your fault. I'm going to get one more precept. I'm going to throw it to you, Pagiel.
Hey, let's get the analogy again. Man, remember, he don't got a lot of people with him, and he's telling them.
And he talking to him like this.
Yeah, it's only about like 5 of them. I'm just throwing out numbers. Right.
What he say, he can't conquer him right now.
He can't conquer him right there. He ain't got that much man. And he telling them, damn, the audacity to say, hey, man.
Tell them to their face. Tell them to their face.
Damn, hey, I'm going to take your kids.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of them.
Not only that, but they had translators that just learned how to translate to Spanish.
Right. Read that. Read verse 32.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Go ahead.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
Ain't no might in our hand, in the Inca's hand right here. If there was might, their head should have been cut off immediately.
Right.
These dudes are telling them to their face, I'm going to take your children, I'm going to take your wives, and I shall make them slaves to sell and dispose of. Basically, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. Go ahead, Pagiel.
All right, let me get Psalm 73. Because I want to go, when he said he saw the boat, he got on the boat, he's speaking all these words, right? He's saying everything that he's going to do to the Incas. Read that. Psalm 73, verse 6.
The book of Psalms, chapter 73, verse 6. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain.
You have to be very prideful to be speaking like that, saying you're going to do this
Yep.
without it even happening yet. You're just saying, I'm going to do it, and that's that. And it's your fault for whatever happens. Read.
Violence covereth them as a garment.
Violence is on them like clothes on your body. That's all that's in their mind. Whatever they're going to do. Bash your babies on stones. Rape your women. Cut off their breasts. Read that part again.
Violence covereth them as a garment.
Read.
Their eyes stand out with fatness.
When they saw the boat, what happened? Look at that beautiful boat. Their eyes is always looking at things that they want. Read.
They have more than heart could wish.
They have more than they need, but they could never have enough. Like God always says, they could never have enough. That's why they're always going after things that's not theirs.
Right.
That's it.
All praises. All praises. You're right. They covetous, man. Watch this, though. Jump to page 70. Jump to page 70. Watch this. Jump to page 70. So here on the Native Zawa, y'all, we proven to y'all that the Incas are Asher.
Right.
We proved to that the people of Venezuela are Asher.
Right.
The people of Colombia are Asher. That's who y'all are.
Right. Hey, officer, you know what just dawned on me now? Because the Incas, right? Asher, from Venezuela, they all worship still to this day the so-called image of Jesus Christ, Caesar Borgia.
Big statue in Brazil.
This statue in Brazil.
Page
and it
70,
stand, and it stands for that.
70.
They think of it as a god.
Right.
And they said, no, this is Christ. It is. But they don't understand that it's been beaten to them as far as to worship that. And they taught them that. And once again, they don't understand that. That's what we are here. And the natives are showing our people they have to wake up. They have to understand.
That's heavy. Hey, Officer Liam, that's heavy what you're saying. Because to bring out that idol that they have on that mountain where everybody goes and you know what happened there? Rodrigo, we was just reading the Stolen Continents. He put his son's statue right in there, right in the middle of their country, and said, y'all going to worship my son, and y'all going to call him God.
So he still got it. Yeah, he still got it still to this day.
Right.
But what happened, what year was that? It was like
1533, I think.
And it's what, today, 2018, it's still going on.
Still there. Dang.
Still going on.
Dang, that statue still standing tall.
That curse is still upon us.
Hey, we the Israelites, y'all. Now watch this. Read that. Read that right there. Now this goes right into what y'all was saying about our oppressors setting up their son for us to worship as God.
Right.
Watch the outcome of it. Go ahead.
At the beginning of the new year, officials used to come from Cusco with their quipus, by which it was known how many births there had been that year and how many deaths. And in these there was a great truth and accuracy, without any fraud or deceit. In this way, the Inca and the governors knew which of the Indians were poor and which women had been widowed, and whether they could afford to pay their taxes. And in each head province there was a great number of storehouses full of supplies and provisions. And if there was no war, all these supplies would be divided among the poor and the widows, the old, the lame, the blind, and the crippled.
Now, watch this. Go to the next page. Watch this, y'all. Go to the next page. I'll send it to you. There you go. Watch this. Blow that thing up. And I want you to read that slow.
It is no small sorrow to reflect that those Incas, even though they were heathens and idolaters, knew how to keep such good order.
It said, even though they were heathens and idolaters, they knew how to keep order. Read.
And that we Christians.
And that who?
We Christians.
We Christians
have destroyed so many kingdoms.
Ooh. That's in the mouth of a Christian in Christianity.
He said it proudly too.
That's
we
the purest of
That's
Christianity.
the purest, right?
That's the purest of Christianity right there.
That's the purest. Hey, right there, you can't get no better than that. That's the top notch.
For real.
Can we read that again real quick? Read that again.
It is no small sorrow to reflect that those Incas, even though they were heathens and idolaters.
So it said these dudes, even though they were worshiping other gods, they were heathens. Read.
And idolaters knew how to keep such good order.
They still had order to the point where they was able to function orderly on an everyday basis. Go ahead, officer. You got something?
Yeah, nah, they put it's like they was proud to write that with a ... They're like, They knew how to keep the order.
They knew how to keep so good order. Rito.
And that we Christians
have
destroyed so many kingdoms.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, the founder of Christianity tells you that Christianity destroys nations.
Right.
The founder said Christianity destroys nations.
Worse than Islam.
They worse than Islam.
What happened to John
Christianity is-
3:16 back then?
They didn't have John 3:16. They didn't have that. They put
No,
a
they
you know they had a black ink. You know they didn't have black markers, so
Black
they had
brush.
to use right. They had some black brush.
Yeah, you know how they whitewash our image? They whitewash the Bible too.
Right. They had to get
that's
some
why
grapes.
That's why they wanted to burn it.
They got some grapes, mashed them up, got a stick. It just sends it out.
Smeared it out.
All right, so all praise to the Most High. Let me get Daniel 9 one more time.
Yeah, Daniel 9.
We're gonna have to close out, man. We got to close out. Daniel 9 one more time. We could have went a lot more into this, but all praise to the Most High, man. The Most High.
Damn,
brought
that's
it
a
out.
heavy book.
Yeah,
that's
man,
a heavy
bruh.
book.
And that was only 3 pages of the book.
Just 3.
3 pages. I'm about to dive into this thing extra now.
Now guess what? He's about to raise up the price, man.
Hey, you
Brother.
better get it. Y'all better get this stolen continents.
The
Hey, it
New
got the Incas,
World.
the Mayans, it got the Aztecs, and it got the Cherokee Indians. The Iroquois. How you say that? Iroquois. It got the Aztec, the Mayans, Inca, Cherokee, and Iroquois. It got the history. Watch. It says, Part 1, the invasion.
It
So
said
the part
part
1
one?
goes over how each of these tribes were conquered by the white man. Part 2, resistance. How they fought against the white man.
Hey, Officer Gat. So that's the real invasion.
This
They're the real invaders.
Yes, they're the
Okay.
real invaders.
So they didn't discover nothing.
They discovered nothing. They invaded. And then part 3 says rebirth. But we know part 3 ain't happy yet. Rebirth gonna come with this Bible.
That's right.
Rebirth gonna come with the laws of God.
Hey, it just dawned on me again. And Esau on this side, they be like, won't you go back where you came from? You know, they telling our people that still to this day.
Yeah.
Still to this day, hey, won't you go back? And they looking at, we was here. You
Right,
came.
right. We was
We
already
invited
here.
you.
Right.
You need to go back. You need to go back. I invite you here.
Right. Read that. Gotta read quick.
The book of Daniel, chapter 9 and verse 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice.
Come on.
Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him.
Read on. Got to read quick.
And he have confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven, have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem.
Now, we read in Deuteronomy 28 about the curses. We read in Genesis 49 about the promises that the tribes will be in the latter days. We read in Deuteronomy 33, Deuteronomy 30, right? 33 about the promises of the tribes in the last days. Now you got to ask yourself, who fits who? Because we just read Asher. We read Asher. So does the Chinese fit that?
Nope.
No.
Does the white man fit that?
Nope.
Does the Arab man fit that?
Nope.
The only people that even got a chance of fitting that is the people that was already here when Columbus got here.
That's right.
That was already here when the conquistadors got here. So y'all are the Israelites according to the Bible.
So the so-called Hispanics are the Israelites.
You better believe it.
That's right.
You better believe it.
That's right. You hear that? Coming for the Most High. And we got historical proof showing you. And guess what? The Bible tells you. The Most High telling you, listen, this is how my people are. And look, now it's history.
Yep.
Now you seeing books that is showing, look, this is how we are today. And the Most High already tells us. People got to wake up.
Let me get Ezekiel 18 and 30. I'm going to end off on this. Ezekiel 18 and 30. So all praise to the Most High here on the Native Zawa. We on here to teach our people, man. We ain't got time for the foolishness, man. The work got to be done.
That's right.
The work is too much work. Too much work to be done. 18 and 30.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 18, verse 30. Therefore, I will judge you, O house of Israel.
O house of Israel, come on.
Every one according to his ways.
The Lord said he going to judge us according to our ways, sinful deeds, sinful acts. Read.
Saith the Lord God.
Come on.
Repent and turn yourselves from all your transgressions.
So that's the message, y'all. The message is to repent and turn from sin.
Idol worship.
Right. Idol worship. Idolatry, fornication, murder. Venezuela is the murder rate of the world.
Yep.
You are the tribe of Asher.
Right.
You are God's chosen people. God says, turn from sin. Read on.
And turn yourselves from all your transgressions.
Come on.
So iniquity shall not be your rule.
So iniquity won't be the reason why Venezuela went from the richest country in the world, the richest country in South America, to now one of the poorest countries in the world.
Right.
The reason is because iniquity.
Right.
Iniquity is our ruin. Read on.
Cast away from you all your transgressions.
Cast away all your sins. Repent, turn to the Lord. Read.
Whereby ye have transgressed, and make you a new heart.
Make you a new mind. You got to repent and be converted. Keeping the laws of the Lord. Read.
And a new spirit.
Come on.
For why will ye die?
God says, why do you love to maintain the highest murder rate in the world?
Right.
Why do you love to continue to be shot down, to continue to die of AIDS, to continue to die of cancer, diabetes, heart disease, starvation? Why do you continue to love that thing? God says, cast away all your transgressions, for why will ye die, O house of Israel? Read on.
O house of Israel, for I have no pleasure.
I have no what?
No pleasure.
God says he has no pleasure
in the death of him that dieth.
God says, I have no pleasure in your death. Why? Because when you're dead, there's no way you can worship God. There's no more repentance when you're dead.
Yep.
Read on.
Saith the Lord God.
Come on.
Wherefore turn yourselves and live ye.
The only way that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are going to get out of their situations, get out of poverty, get out of hunger, get out of distress, get out of diseases, get out of anguish, get out of ruin, is that we must turn away from sin. We must turn away from sin. Realize who you are according to the Bible. Keep God's commandments in the faith in Christ.
Right.
All right. And with that, all praise to the Most High. Here on the Native Zawa, we have taught today through the Spirit of the Most High in Christ that Asher are the Incas today.
That's
all
right.
right. The people from Colombia to Uruguay.
That's right.
I said that right?
Yep. You said it.
I flipped it.
The Incas.
Oh, sorry. The Incas are, what I said, the Asher are Incas
the
today?
Ashers are Incas.
All praise. The Incas are Asher. All
That's
right?
right.
You are the Israelites according to the Bible.
That's right.
All right? And with that, we're going to say shalom, all praise to the Most High. I'm Officer Gad from the tribe of Gad to my left.
Officer Liam for the tribe of Ephraim.
Soldier Ephraim, tribe of Ephraim.
Officer Les, tribe of Ephraim.
Officer Pagiel, tribe of Asher.
And with that, we're going to say shalom, Most High Christ bless.
Shalom.
Stand in the spirit, Israel. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.